Hi there, Ashley here again with We Make Systems Sexy. Today I'm coming here to talk to you about Dubsado. So I would love to mention some features about the automations or workflows that are available within Dubsado and how they can save you potentially 10 to 15 hours per week without taking away the personal connection. I do find that a lot of people that I talk to are concerned about using workflows because their client experience is very important for them. But you will see that when you actually build out workflows, they don't feel robotic. You can put all of your personal touch on the emails that are sent, the forms that are sent, when they're sent, etc., to where it's not taking away that personal connection, that personal touch. And actually, people feel even more nurtured and cared for as opposed to waiting until whenever you're back in your inbox and you have the time to send them the email. And everything is just done in such a professional way that you will not lose that personal connection. Again, the amount of hours that you can possibly save will depend a lot on how many times you're onboarding clients in a month, in a week, etc. If you don't have that high of a turnaround, then it's not going to save you that much time. However, if you run a service-based business that your turnaround is constantly having to communicate with clients and send forms and request information, send reminders, etc., Dubsado can save you so much time. So let's chat a little bit about what some of the automations are in Dubsado. If you pop on for my lives any amount of time, then you've heard us talk about lead capture forms and kind of what happens in some of our initial workflows. So we'll just kind of briefly go over why I love those initial workflows and how they save me such headaches in being able to quickly respond to potential leads, for example. Because I have my lead capture form actually embedded on my website, and that lead capture form is connected to Dubsado, when someone fills out my form, they're automatically created as a project in my Dubsado. I already have the answers to many of the questions that I need to know to see if they are a good fit to work with me. I can use workflows or within an actual lead capture form to then respond in a certain way or kick off a certain workflow. So if they aren't a good fit, I can take care of that right from the get go and not have to waste my time or theirs on a discovery call. With my lead capture form and the workflow that goes with it, basically they fill out my form and then they get an email that says, "Thanks so much for contacting us. Here's the scheduler to book your time." Once they book their call, they are sent already the reminders for actually being on the call. And then in my Dubsado, it changes their project status to discovery call once they book a call. And so all of that's happening in the background. I can be making dinner, I can be on vacation, and Dubsado is handling that in the background. I don't even know what's happening until I get an email saying, "You have a new lead. Your lead has booked an appointment." I didn't have to go back and forth in my email to make it happen. I don't know how people still are doing that where they're not using some kind of a scheduler, but it's maddening. It's maddening. The clients that I have worked with that it's so impossible to try and nail down the time to actually get on a call with them because of that very reason. So eliminate that part by using even just some of the few simple workflow options that I just mentioned, some of those automations. So another cool thing is that once you have that information stored within Dubsado, their contact information, their name, their email address, their website, their phone number, their address, their Instagram handles, and then you can also store custom information as well. You can use those as smart fields so that when you have already created templates and templated contracts, etc., templates for your emails, your canned emails, that you can have those smart fields right within those documents so that instead of you having to manually add Jane Doe's name into a document, you have smart filled their username and it automatically populates their information into your templated documents. So you are not reinventing the wheel here. You are just making use of the tools that you have at hand to make it custom to your new client or your new lead. You won't have to worry about missing a follow-up. You can have it in your workflows to make sure that you're reminded when to send a follow-up. You can create to-dos for any of those steps that need to be manual. It will send you a reminder directly to your inbox. And so you're not going to miss any of those important things either. There are just so many options for sending forms, sending questionnaires, sending the proposal, contract, and invoice all together, which means that you don't just send the proposal and then they say, okay, and then you send the contract and then they have questions about that. And then you finally get that sorted out. And then you finally send the invoice. And wow, that takes so much time. How much better is it to have it all blocked into one little thing that you send to them? They see it, instant gratification. That's what we love. And you don't have to go back and forth and back and forth in your inbox. Being in our inboxes oftentimes weighs us down. It really can be an energy suck. Am I right? Or am I right? So using these templates, using these custom fields, the many options that we have for the triggers within the workflows to automate our processes that we constantly are doing over and over and over again can be handled within Dubsado. Automate those processes that you're constantly doing, and don't be concerned about it taking away that personal connection, because again, using those smart fields and having just all of your information so well curated, nothing is ever going to be thrown together because you've taken the time at the beginning to make it professional and beautiful and feel very personal to the person who's reaching out to you. So get on board with Dubsado if you are worried about all the time that you're wasting onboarding clients and delving into that client experience part to make sure that they feel taken care of. Ask us any questions that you might have about what that actually looks like. Again, we offer Dubsado VIP Day, which basically is your Dubsado done in a day for a limited amount of workflows. If you want more details about what that actually looks like, please just shoot us a message. You can always DM me on Instagram, on Facebook, or even visit our website, wemakesystemsexy.com, to get more information about what that looks like. If you already are using Dubsado, but you feel like you're not using it to the fullest, please contact us and we would love to help you with a Dubsado audit to see what you're doing well and what you can improve on to make sure you're getting the most benefit out of this platform. We would love to help you with that because we see a lot of Dubsado users who got in there, got the bare minimum set up, and now they're missing out on a lot of features and a lot of automation that truly do make it the best tool for automating this process. So let us know. And then as always, you can contact us right here or visit our website, like I mentioned. Click the link in the bio if you're on Instagram for more links to access to all of those things. All right. Talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.